Hello everyone, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education Unit 10 Training in Sports, and today's topic we are going to learn that is methods to improve endurance. Now in the last session we have learned related to the endurance definition, and we have learned the types of endurance. In the types of endurance we have learned endurance according to the nature of activity and endurance according to the duration of activity. In nature of activity we have learned three types of endurance, that is basic endurance, general endurance and specific endurance. Whereas according to the duration of the activity we have learned speed endurance, short term endurance, middle term endurance and long term endurance. Now we are going to learn the methods to develop the endurance. There are the following methods which helps us in developing or in improving our endurance level. In that, the first one we are having, that is continuous training method, that is known as a continuous training method. Any activity which has been performed continuously, which is it is going to help us in developing our endurance. It is going to develop our stamina. So best method to improve the endurance. So continuous training method is one of the best method to improve the endurance. Involves low intensity exercise for long period of time without a rest or break. Involve low intensity exercise. The exercise which are having low intensity, that is which are having less force, less pressure on our body, it is being done easily. So it is low intensity exercise, it is being performed for a longer time period without any rest or break. Then a performer normally performs continuous training for not less than 30 minutes. At least they must perform for 30 minutes in their aerobic training zone. For example, if they are having running on spot, then they need to have a very slow jogging on their spot, or they can move from one place to another place. They can have a round circles. So performer normally performs continuous training for not less than 30 minutes in an aerobic training zone. Continuation, there is a continuous, he or she may not stop and he is going to work for the 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes. The rate of the heart will remain in between 140 to 160 beats per minute. It is BPM, beats per minute. So how much the heart rate must be, it should remain how much, from 140 to 160. Now, a cross country race is a good example for the continuous training method. When a person has been participating in a cross country, so or a person is practicing for the cross country, then it is one of the good example for continuous training method, where he is running for at least 30 minutes continuously with the same pace. Low intensity exercise, he is not going to increase his speed, because here if he or she used to increase the speed, then the beats per minute will increase more than 160, the chances will be more. So that's why it is being given that it involves low intensity exercise. Then duration of the exercise can be increased according to the endurance ability and the sports person. Now duration of this exercise can be increased, the duration can be increased according to the ability of the sports person. If the person knows that I can do more than 30 minutes, that he or she can perform for 45 minutes or 1 hour, then they can increase their duration also. Now there are the various advantages, like increases the glycogen level in the muscle and liver. When the glycogen level in the muscle and liver increases, that means that the person is not going to get fatigue soon, he is not going to get tired, so he can perform in a better way. So second is increases number in the size of the chondria, mitochondria also increases. Here what happens, it also helps us in increasing the number in the size of the mitochondria. It is also increases the efficiency of the heart and lungs. Efficiency also increases. It also increases his willpower. When the willpower increases, then his confidence level will also improve. And it also makes the individual self-disciplined and makes them self-confident. So this continuous training method, these are the methods which helps us in developing the endurance. These questions can be asked for the short notes, so you can prepare for the short notes. So here in this method, in continuous training method, you can see that this method, the rate of the heartbeat remains from 140 to 160 beat per minute, and the total duration of the exercise must not be less than 30 minutes. And the advantages are given for this continuous training method. You can have a continuous any other exercise which used to work for at least it should work for at least 30 minutes, not less than 30 minutes. Second type of training method we are having, that is interval training method. In interval training method, the word interval means there is an interval or there is a gap between each and every exercise. So this interval training method was being introduced by Bikila, a famous athlete coach of Finland. Introduced this training method in the year 1920. He has introduced this training method in which year? He has introduced this training method in the year 1920. He used to lay stress more on the importance of the rhythm between the work and rest. So he used to focus on which part? Rhythm, importance of the rhythm between the work and the rest. After a work, if the person is being given the rest, then the performance can also improve. This method can rest in the method and called as an terrace training. It is been called as an terrace training. He uses to run, actually the athlete, he was a famous athlete coach, and he used to run for 400 meters 10 to 20 times daily. How much? 10 to 20 times daily. That means 400 round he used to have for at least 10 to 20 times daily instead of 10 to 20 miles daily. This training method is based upon the effort and recovery. This training method is based on what? Efforts which the person used to make, and then afterwards the recovery again, so that he can prepare himself again for the next level. So it involves a period of exercise of work followed by the period of rest, that is efforts and recovery. So period of the exercise or the work followed by the period of rest. Exercise, then rest, again exercise, then rest. It is effective at improving the cardiovascular fitness. So if the person is involved in such types of training, interval training, then you can find out that there is an improvement in the cardiovascular fitness, improves muscular endurance, also increases speed, recovery time, and lactate threshold. When we are talking about the lactate threshold, that means that how much an individual can maintain his lactic acid, he can tolerate the lactic acid level actually. So lactate threshold is related to the lactic acid, how much the person can tolerate. Typically the interval training involves a work rest ratio is 1:2. For example, if a person is exercising for 30 seconds then resting for 1 minute, the length of the work period and the rest is depends on your intended outcome. What is the outcome? How much you are improving depends upon that. An example of an interval training is 30-second hard, that is exercise, 1 minute active rest actually. Then complete how much? 10 rounds. 10 rounds it should complete the same manner. There are the various advantages. The advantages are like progress of the athlete can be measured easily. You can easily measure the progress of an athlete. More workout in short duration. A person can do workout in the short duration. Then athlete can achieve his or her peak performance in short time. Very fast he can achieve whatever the performance he has decided that I want to improve myself. He can easily do that. So here you can see that the same thing, the Jetopac also used the same pattern of 400 meter 60 times daily. The Jetopac, he was an athlete, he used to perform 400 meter 60 times daily. Then the training method became the interval training method. Tony, the German coach, says that when an athlete runs at the speed of 80%, when a person used to run at a speed of 80%, whatever the speed he used to run of his 80%, his pulse rate increases will be from 150 to 180. If he used to use 80%, then the pulse rate will be how much? 150 to 180. In the rest, the pulse rate should come down 120 to 140. This is the best recovery time for the speed endurance. Speed endurance require that a person should involve, at least if he is having a speed of 80%, then his pulse rate increases 150 to 180. Then his rest, when he is given the rest, then his pulse rate should come till 120 to between 120 to 140. Then it has been considered one of the best recovery time for the speed endurance. Then the training method is being based upon the efforts and the recovery. You can see that an athlete 400-meter race, the following examples are being applicable for this. For example, 400-meter race with 80% of speed, walking or jogging until his heart rate becomes down to 120 to 140. For example, here if any of an individual has run 400 meter, for example, he has put his effort and he has run at the 80% of his speed, then after that when he is given the time for the recovery, he may walk or he may jog until his heart rate used to come between 120 to 140 approximately. Then 400-meter race again with 80% of speed. The same thing, the repetition depends upon the experience or the capability of an athlete. So recovery period and the workout can be adjusted according to the level of athlete. The recovery period, it depends upon the types of athlete, that how much they can adjust. Accordingly, the recovery period is been adjusted. So advantages, we have learned that it is more beneficial for the respiratory system and circulatory system. Athlete can achieve his or her peak performance in the very short time period, but there are the disadvantages are also being given here, that the top performance come before competition and cannot remain up to the competition time. Here what happens, that the top performance come before the competition and cannot remain up. For example, if any of an athlete, they are going to practice this interval training, and when they are going to perform during the competition, then the same performance they will not be having during the time of competition, because there will be a gap, because it is not possible that a person today who has practiced the interval training and tomorrow is going to participate in the competition. So due to this gap, the performance that also used to change. So this is one of the disadvantage. There are also more chances of injuries, because if the person are involved in having such types of, for example, Jetopac, he used to run 400 meters 60 times daily. That means that the chances of injuries, chronic type of injuries will be more, because continuation of the movements may also create the injuries. Then regular training can lead to the heart disease. If a person is involved, for example, if he is involved himself or herself in regular interval training, then the heart disease chances of will be more, because here what happened, the pulse rate used to increase, that is more than 1 from 150 to 180. So the chances, automatically the pulse rate used to rise, again it used to come down, again if they are going to rise, again they are going to bring down. So the chances of the heart disease will be more. So these are the disadvantages of this interval training. So here you can see in this picture the repetition, stepping up and down. Then here you may see that Rockport, we have learned in the Rockport 1 mile test, and then we have learnt in that the person used to walk for 1 mile, and here then afterwards, but here we are having step up board, step up and step down, step up and step down, again up and down, then after they are going to take a rest, they are going to go for the another one, and they are going to perform. But it is a type of, then they are going to take an interval or rest, then again they are going to perform. So here it is been shown with the help of the picture. Then we are having fartlek training method. Now, what do you mean by fartlek training method? The fartlek training method is one of the method which helps us in improving the endurance. It is a combination of both continuous as well as interval. So, Gosta Homer has developed the fartlek training in the year 1937. See, these years are very much important, because such of the questions can be asked in the exam for the 1 mark. So you need to remind, or then fartlek is a Swedish word for speed play and is a form of continuous training during which the speed of the activity is varied so that both the aerobic and anaerobic energy system are stressed. So here in fartlek, here it is being given a speed play, and it is a form of continuous training during which the speed of the activity is varied so that the both aerobic and anaerobic system are being stressed. So here what happens, continuous training method, where the person is going to perform continuously for at least not less than 30 minutes, and then after speed play is also involved, where it is a combination of this interval training, because when he is going to have run for 400 meters with full speed, then again he is going to walk, that is a break, again that is becomes an anaerobic and aerobic, both are been included. So the activity is been varied so that the both aerobic and anaerobic energy system are being stressed, both systems are being stressed. This could involve period of sprinting, jogging or walking, or could be uphill or downhill and flat running. It can be anyhow. It depends. Now, according to this, for example, the person is sprinting, jogging, walking, or they have included uphill or downhill. When they are climbing up, then they need to need to maintain their speed accordingly. And then where they are coming downwards, downhill, their speed, they might increase their speed, and in the flat running they can run better. So it depends that they need to change their intensity of the speed. Here they need to change the intensity of the speed. So that's why it is being considered aerobic and anaerobic, because there is no continuation, because the speed used to varies, the movements also used to vary due to the nature of the different intensity, because intensity changes. Somewhere they are having more speed, somewhere they are less speed. Where step they need to have a short step, where they need to have, when they are running fast, the steps will be, or the strides will be longer. This type of training is useful for improving the cardiovascular fitness. It is best for the heart muscle endurance, good for your muscle. uh, then speed recovery time and lactic threshold, that is the amount of the lactic acid can you can tolerate. So that if the lactic acid you can tolerate, so there no lactic acid is not going to secrete more in your muscles, and so that your muscles is going to work out smoothly. So that is being considered an lactic threshold. This is often a more demanding form of the training compared to the continuous training due to the higher intensities. It is more demanding form of the training as compared to the continuous due to the highest intensity. Example of the FARTEC training session is 5-minute jog to warm up. For example, they are warming up for 5 minutes by doing jogging, then sprinting for 30 seconds. They have taken one sprint, again they used to come by walk, again they used to take the 30 second of they are taking a sprint, then jog for 90 seconds, then after they will be having light jogging, then run approx 75% of for 50 seconds. 75% of his capacity they are going to run that much of their capacity for 50 seconds, then jog for 90 seconds and repeat for 6 times. They are going to repeat the same cycle for how many times? 6 times. So in this FARTEC training, it has been given that in this method the pace or the speed is not pre-planned, and thus it has been left to the discretion of an individual. He or she can change his or her speed according to the surroundings, hills. That means if he is running on the hills, then speed will be different. Then in the forest, in the muddy roads, or in the metal roads, or the grassy ground, the speed at the different areas or the surroundings will be different. So here you can see that in this the form of aerobic walking and anaerobic sprinting. This training is method is usually linked with the running, but can compromise with the type of exercise. So here they have given us the example like warm up jogging for 5 to 10 minutes, then steady speed for 1 to 1.5 to 2 kilometer 2.5 kilometers, then recovery rapid walking for at least 5 minutes recovery period. They are going to walk so that their heartbeat or that used to beats per minute pulse rate used to come down again. So they are going to walk for 5 minutes, then start of the speed work, easy running between the sprinting about 50 to 60 meters until getting a little bit tired, then easy running with 3 to 4 quick step now and then full speed uphill. They are going to run uphill with full speed, then fast pace of 1 minute, then above mentioned routine is repeated and for 6 times. Here it has been given. The advantages are been given that it is good for aerobic and anaerobic fitness. It is good for both. It is good for the cardiovascular endurance, good for your heart endurance, where the heart is going to work continuously, where the heart muscle used to maintain the speed or the movement of the pumping accordingly. That it depends on the beats, that is pulse rate. It used to maintain. Then more athlete can take part in this training. More and more athlete can take part in this. No equipment is been required, and it is easy to conduct. It keeps your heart rate allowing up for an athlete. Due to sprinting the interval, it makes the body versatile. It is flexible in nature. You can change accordingly. The exercise can be changed in this. Then a number of the athlete can take part in this training simultaneously. It is easily to adapt to the athlete's need. Then there are also disadvantages for the fast track. It is difficult to see how hard the training is making effort, because we can't judge that whatever the training. For example, if I am having a fast, I am if I am having a fast track type of training, then I will not be able to know that how much effort I need to make, where I need to run too much faster. For example, if I am sprinting, then here it is given 75% or 80%. That means that how much I need to improve. So here it is difficult to see that how hard the training is making the effort. Sometimes the athlete is likely to give up his effort. When the athlete used to find out it is a type of stereotype, again I need to do the same thing and I am losing my energy, then the athlete likely to give up his effort. It makes the cause accident. It may cause accident because it is not pre-planned. All of a sudden, if you used to tell the player that we are going to perform this fast track training, or we are going to train you according to the fast track, then the chances of injuries or accidents are more, while uphill or downward or in the river or in the different surfaces. So the chances of accident are more. An appropriate check on the training cannot be always be maintained. You can't have an appropriate check that what was the performance previously and what is now and how we must improve that. So these are the disadvantages for this fast track training method. So these are the various methods which helps us in improving the endurance level. So here it has been given on the picture. There are the what are the advantages and disadvantages, both are been given. You can see the picture here. It is not clear, but as I have discussed the advantages and disadvantages of this fast track training method, you can write down. See, such types of questions are being asked for 3 marks, that write down a note on fast track training method. So you must be knowing that who is the developer of this, who has developed or who has introduced in which year, what is the method, what are the examples. You need to explain with the help of the examples, and you can write down the advantages and disadvantages. Either it can be asked for the 5 marks, two of these short notes can be asked that write down according to the interval training method and fast track training method. So you can prepare the notes on the basis of this. Thank you.